I have a robot. I built it myself.
Prepare your bot.
Destroyed.
What? This is not possible!
Hey everyone, Thordan Smash here, and I've been loving Season 12. It's been a breath of fresh air, but that opinion isn't shared by everyone. Content creators and professional Apex players do have some grievances and are leaving the game, mainly due to what I think being a buff and nerf balance problem. So we're going to talk about that today and what to expect in the future. We're also going to give up 45 bucks, so you just got to like, comment, subscribe. But now, let's go ahead and start talking about Apex. Apex Legends in Season 12 massively changed the entire structure of their game. They finally added a new limited time mode and control. They did map changes to Olympus and allowed 3 maps into rotation for the public lobbies. And they even added in a new legend, Mad Maggie, with a host of unique abilities that we had not seen before. Yet, with all those changes and ways to play the game differently than we have in the past, why are so many huge content creators like Lulu Lovely, Nicewig, Temp, Tannerslays, and so many others branching outside of Apex and moving on to different games? Well, the first and most obvious thing to note is that these content creators, for the most part, have been playing the game since day one, so burnout is naturally going to happen for a lot of them, but there's also a more nuanced answer which ties directly into the buff and nerf meta for this game and how the legends have been designed and where it's been going. Let's first take a look at our newest legend, Mad Maggie, who actually has a pretty unique ultimate and tactical. We haven't seen anything particularly like this in the game, yet her passive, Warlord's Ire, has one major flaw to it, and that is the fact that it is a scan ability. You can see through walls with this. And some people will say, oh, well, everyone has a scan ability in this game. It makes sense that Maggie would too, and I think that is where actually the problem lies. When Apex Legends launched and became a surprise hit of the year and everyone was getting their hands and playing it on stream, there were only 8 legends on the roster, and only one of those, Bloodhound, actually had the unique ability to do wall hacks and scan, which perfectly fit for that legend. And it wouldn't be for a year and a half later that we would be introduced to the next legend that could scan, and that would be Crypto. And he still, though being a scan legend, had a very unique way where he would go in his drone. Although it was the same type of ability as Bloodhound, it was used in a completely different way, and it functioned completely different in the meta. Now, after Crypto, things remained very interesting in the way that they were adding legends with very unique and different abilities. At around the time of Season 9 when Valk was released, every legend since then has come into the game with some form of scanning or tracking ability, and also they have gone back and added scanning abilities for other legends like Fuse, who I don't know why he needs a scan in a giant, I just don't get it. But the problem is when everyone can scan, it doesn't make any one particular player stand out, and it actually drops the pick rate of a lot of other legends. Maggie comes into the game, she's the first legend in a while that isn't the number 1 on the pick rate. She's number 3, which means as people get bored of her, she's only going to slide down more. But while the wall hacks for the newer legends are very annoying, the more pressing issue is the fact that the other legends that don't have those abilities haven't received any major buffs to allow them to counter it or for a unique new way to play. It has become increasingly clear that unless a legend is scheduled to get an heirloom, they will not be receiving any kind of buff. If we look at Season 11 with Watson, she was the only legend to get a buff in the patch notes, and also she got an heirloom. In Season 12, the only legend to get a buff was Crypto. There was a nerf with Caustic, but once again, not a buff. And the heirloom and buff connection actually started back in Season 9 with Revenant, which is coincidentally when they started adding all these scan abilities with Valkyrie. And so when the balancing of the game is decided by what cosmetics you can sell, you run into a problem of players that have been there for a very long time are no longer enjoying playing these characters because they grow very stale. The support classes have been completely forgotten about, such as Loba and Lifeline. The changes for the Recon class don't apply to Pathfinder, as he's also been forgotten with his passive, and Crypto got one, but that's because of an heirloom. And the defensive class has also been forgotten, but Watson gets an upgrade because, once again, getting an heirloom. It is absolutely fantastic that Respawn and Apex Legends have decided to add in a new limited time mode. They've added in new legends, new map updates, but what they need to focus on is what made this game so very successful from the beginning, and that's the balancing and gameplay mechanics. All the new legends being released are coming out with the same rehashed ability, which completely changes the meta of the game that you actually fell in love with. Let me know down below how you guys feel about the buffs and nerfs into the game, and do you think it's heading in the right direction? And until next time, legends, keep slaying in the Outlands, and I'll see you out there.